What's happening, everybody? This is Temple, once again in the cave. I'm joined with a regular co-host.
I told y'all I was coming back.
Dorian Roberts. This is our fourth episode. As you guys may be able to tell, we have some new equipment, new lighting, new cameras.
Getting my good side today.
Yes. So
thank you.
we're gonna try to do the best we can. Every episode we're gonna try to get better and better and better. The first step was getting new equipment. We hope that this is gonna change a couple of things as far as views go and get people to come and see what we're talking about. That's the whole point, is giving our side, giving our opinion, and hopefully you guys can, leave comments. And if you like what you see, we want you guys to like and subscribe.
Hit that subscribe button, man.
Hit that notification bell when you do, because we want to do nothing more than give you guys more information as it comes out. And like I said, give you our own opinion about certain things. But today we're going to start on it, and you guys might get this a little late because we do record once a week. We're going to try to do more. But right now, we're in the combine, right? This is combine season, free agency season. It's off season.
It's off season.
Basically, what's happening right now is there's a couple of things, and we're, as far as the Chiefs go, because that's the team we root for. But right now we are in a situation where we are looking at what are the Chiefs planning on doing. What are they playing mind games? Are they putting stuff out there to try to make people think that we're doing this, or we're doing that? But as far as I've heard, there's been interviews, and the interviews have been with a couple of tight ends, including Theo Johnson, and I've also heard some with Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers, hey, I'll take him.
I'll
take either one of them, honestly.
Brock is
but Brock would definitely be a solid replacement for Kelsey.
Yes. There's also another tight end they are talking about. I think his name is Sanders, out of Texas. He's a tight end.
I heard about him.
Yeah, big guy, got great wheels on him. He can really move down the field. Not as physical as a Brock Bowers, or Trey Johnson, but I mean, it just kind of depends on what we're going to utilize him and how we're going to utilize him.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. We've got that, and I like to see the Chiefs go in those meetings, and they kind of do something a little different every year. You don't ever really know quite what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of in the blind with this.
Yeah,
this year.
I think everybody is, because this is a season of we don't know if are they going all in? Are they going all in for a veteran wide receiver?
Yeah, it's a lot of speculations going on. It's a lot of speculations. One, as much as I joke about it, but I see that they had an eye on Mike Evans, so I'm not I'm not too mad about that. I'm not too mad about that. So
for you guys that don't know, we have been having this back and forth thing about Mike Evans, and he keeps telling me this is gonna happen. I don't know if the Chiefs will do this, because let's be honest, the Chiefs don't like to spend money on wide receivers. I don't know why. I have no idea why, but I can see, though, if they were to say, okay, if we're gonna go do this, we're gonna go all in. I can see them doing it for that particular reason.
For the three-peat.
Yeah, for the three-peat.
Why not put it all on the line?
Well, money.
Hey,
cap space. Can we pay all these guys?
The way it sounded like we're gonna have a little bit more than enough to make some stuff happen.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what's gonna happen with the contract with Jones, for sure. And with that being said, Snead has been notified he is going to be under the franchise tag.
Oh, yeah.
They have told him that they will give him the ability to seek a trade if they can't get a long-term deal worked out with him. And this is, everybody's pretty much speculated this was going to happen. I don't want it to be. I want Snead to stay to try to get this three-peat done, because that would be a history-making thing. He'd be a part of that.
Most definitely.
But at the same time, I understand this is a business.
Yep.
So To me, I wanna keep hope, on that back burner. Saying, yeah, I think it can happen, but at the
I
same time,
mean, I think it can happen. I think we probably get rid of Justin Reed,
oh really?
MVS, Jawan
MVS is
Taylor.
gone already.
MVS is gone, but we got Jawan Taylor. They're trying to make some things happen regarding his contract, turning some stuff into a sign on bonus.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes as well.
true.
So I mean, like I was talking to some people. I'm talking. I talked to a couple Chiefs fans, but I feel like that Mike Evans can happen. I feel like it can. I
Hey,
feel like
I'm
Snead and mess around and stay too.
if they can make it happen. I mean, Veach has done some crazy things as far as his salary cap goes. He's been able to do these things over the years. So,
Yep.
I mean, yeah, it could possibly happen. And then I'm not saying that I don't see it happening necessarily, but it's going to take a miracle as far as paperwork and sliding numbers.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm looking at. So, but like I said, he's been notified, franchise tag. We are probably going to wind up losing Willie Gay. We've talked about that before. And another guy that doesn't get talked about as much, but should because he's had a great year, the great season, is Dana. Mike
Oh yeah.
Dana.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
uh, Dana is we're probably going to lose him because he can actually demand more money on the market than what the Chiefs, I think, are going to be willing to pay him. So I think that's another reason why they're looking at defensive tackle with that Robinson kid out of Missouri because he can play 0 to 9 technique
Yeah.
and they can bring in another guy because they got Felix from last year.
Yep.
So I think they're probably looking at
We still
doing
got
something.
Purnell. He showed his ass in
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
So you got that going on, and the other thing is with Charles Minihue, he's going to be on. He's not going to play next year. Not if he does, it'll be like at the very end of the season.
He
But
tear his ACL,
he
right?
tore his ACL. So what's happening with that is that the Chiefs are wanting to renegotiate his contract. I mean, they may wind up even cutting him because that's $10 million for a guy that's not going to be available to play.
I think he'll be back after spring ball. I mean, after preseason.
We're going to have to wait and
That's
see.
that's 6 months. I think he'll be back.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean,
He's got.
just so everybody for context when it comes to this, you have
I've tore my ACL
yes.
before, so I mean, it's a mental thing. It's a mental game. So I mean, depending on how his mindset is, I feel like he can be back, and with all the technology and all the the great rehab tools we have now,
Yeah.
set in stone. I feel like by preseason he should be in a knee brace.
Probably ready to go, you think?
I feel like he will. They
Limited.
give you about 6 months on a knee brace, and then after that you go ahead and take it off.
Okay. I'm kind of wondering, like I said, you've had the surgery.
Now, if it was Achilles or something like that,
Yeah,
then we talking something different. But ACL, yeah, if it was just, I think he'll be back.
Well, we're going to see because, like I said, I think he said something along the lines of he wants more money. And the thing is, he's not happy with his contract, which I don't understand. You signed the contract.
Yeah.
And you knew what it was when you signed it.
I mean, you step into a season where they win a Super Bowl and you kind of had some type of impact as well.
That guy had a fantastic season as far as I'm concerned, especially after missing, 6 games?
Yeah, because he was on suspension.
Yeah, so for him to come in and do what he did in those 6 games, or with missing 6 games, I thought it was fantastic. I mean, like, man, that kind of production that puts your defense in, a better situation when he's on the field.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see. As time goes on, I'm sure we're going to hear something from the Chiefs and their camp as far as, what's going to happen. Is Dana going to be around? Are we going to be shopping Snead? I mean, it's pretty much evident we are. What's going to happen if he can find a trade, destination. So with that being said, we kind of hope that during this time, during the combine, we get a chance to hear about some breakout names we haven't heard about, some guys that There could be some, some speculation as far as wide receiver. I'm still hoping that we somehow miraculously move up from 32 to number
Keon.
one to get Marvin Harrison Jr. I know it's never going to happen.
Keon Coleman.
Keon Coleman would be nice.
Keon.
I don't know if we'll. I think he's gone in the top 10 for sure.
It's not too many that really need receivers though. It's too many receivers this year. I feel like
it's a lot.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
So I'm like, how many need receivers? I feel like it's a lot of still more quarterback issues going on.
Do you think the Chiefs try to make a move to move up or no?
Me? I don't feel like we're gonna move up to get anybody. I feel like if we move up to get anybody, it's not gonna be a receiver because I feel like Mike Evans is gonna be that guy. I really feel like I honestly feel like we're gonna sign Mike Evans.
All right, God.
And then look, and then Odell. Yes. Odell still hey.
I don't even want him.
I want him.
You've been an Odell fan forever.
I want Odell. You talking about that dude fits perfectly into our offense.
Does, but you know what? I'm at the point right now where I'm like, Odell, you had a chance.
Nah, he still got a chance.
To come here last year. You chose. You know what they say. When you had the chick that really wanted you and you decided you didn't want her.
Hey, love is blind at times.
Hey, yeah, whatever.
That's what I'm watching right now.
Odell, I can't say. Look, he had a great season as far as drops. I think he only had one drop this season.
He had that time, he in that college stage right now. He testing the waters.
Yeah, he did.
He trying this girl from from Baltimore.
Yeah, well.
He went to try to L.A. Now come to the Midwest right there.
Yeah, as long as he ain't asking for too much.
How can he?
Hey,
I don't care. Just give me Mike Evans then.
Okay, fine.
Give me Mike Evans or give me. Hey, I'm just saying, Odell's right there. If we get any, and then you got some other vet receivers. You got Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll take Keenan.
I don't know if Keenan will ever leave San Diego.
Shit.
Or, excuse me, L.A. Chargers. I keep making that mistake because I'm an old.
They're going to get rid of his ass.
You think so?
Yeah.
So, with that being said, like I said, there are going to be draft picks at a wide receiver. There's going to be a lot of wide receivers. I don't think the Chiefs are going to move up. I really don't. I think that they stay. I could be wrong.
Only way is if something comes up with Snead. That's the only way.
That's true.
That's the only way I can see it happening.
If they wind up getting a first-round pick where they can trade him to pick up a first-round pick higher in the draft, as far as like a package deal, yes, I can see that. I do know that the Raiders are probably going to try to move up. I want to say that they would have to move up a lot to get, because they want to get a chance to get Daniels out of Louisiana State, the quarterback.
LSU?
Yeah. They want to try to get...
Who was he supposed to go to? Ain't they're talking about he's supposed to go to the Patriots, right?
They're saying he's going to go within the top 3. And that's possible. I mean, he could go top 3. The thing is, if he goes top 3, right, so it's going to be either Chicago, the Washington Commanders, or the Patriots. I could see him being gone and those first 3 picks, right? The thing is if the Raiders would have to make a hell of a deal to move up to get him, right? So, but, Pierce had some time with him when he was at Arizona State, when he was there to have a relationship. He likes this kid. He's probably going to want to move up.
I think he fits in more with the Raiders than any other team, like if I'm thinking about it.
Probably because they got a good run game.
I don't think the Bears is going to mess with I don't know which way they want to go.
And he would have a veteran wide receiver in Adams.
Yeah. So
a young tight end. They got Mayer last year, if I remember right. From Notre Dame. So they would have a good core of guys still. And I think the Raiders are going to make some noise this year. I hate to say that because I hate the Raiders, but let's be honest. I can tell you Antonio Pierce is a defensive-minded coach. He's going to make great adjustments on the defensive side. He's been in big game situations as far as Super Bowls go
He's a player's coach.
He's a
too.
player's coach, and he's got a little swag to him. So I
Yeah.
think they'll.
And he's from
He's from California.
exactly.
He's
He's
from
from the West Coast.
He's from the
so
West
he's gonna
Coast.
bring
So
that.
he's gonna bring that to them. So I think Jaden Daniels, and if they get a guy like him, a young guy that brings a little bit of swag as well, Heisman Trophy winner,
Athletic.
athletic. I don't know if he's ready as far as arm strength goes or being able to throw every pass, but he's a young quarterback that you can build with. So, as far as that goes, like I said, the combine, we're not going to worry too much about it right now. I still want to see what the Chiefs are going to do as far as, some more secrets like who are they meeting with.
Mike Evans.
That is not at the combine. I mean, it could be. I'm not going to say it's not.
I'm just saying, Mike. They still Hall from Ohio State, D tackle.
True.
That's one.
True. Hall is another one that I think the Chiefs could go after. Very good defensive tackle. So, like I said, we'll wait. We'll get into that more. We're now going to segment and get out of this NFL talk
You
because
been ready for this, huh?
I've been waiting to talk about this, and a lot of y'all ain't gonna like me. So I'm prepared for any backlash I get with this because I have hated this man.
Don't say hate. Don't say that.
I've hated. Okay, I haven't hated. I've hated what has happened with the situation where, look, y'all don't know me. I'm a Jordan guy. I'm a Celtics fan, but I'm a Jordan guy. I grew up in that era, right? So I watched Magic. I watched Larry. I watched Kareem. I watched Dr. J. I watched Charles Barkley. I watched all of these guys. And greatness is one of those things that kind of, as you watched it, you know what you're seeing. And it's not just like real quick. It's not like something you've seen in a year. It's like, that's the GOAT. This is the greatest player I've ever seen in my life. No, it's a time thing as far as, how many years have you been in the league doing this? Have you done it for, 5-10 years? Then we can start comparing you to stuff. But what happens is now we've got this situation where we've got this guy who's been in the league for 20-something years, and everybody wants to call him the GOAT because he's been in the league for so long. Well, because he's now the scoring champion of the NBA. And y'all know who I'm talking about. I can't even say his name.
You can't. You don't gotta call him. I'm gonna just say his name.
LeBron
James.
Yeah.
LeBron.
Anyway, the problem I have.
LeBron James.
Yeah, exactly. So the problem I have with this whole situation is there's a lot of things that have happened in the league over the last 15 to 20 years. On the back end of Kobe leaving the league and retiring, I think that was probably the point in which I think the NBA started going down. And a lot of people are not going to agree with me. I'm not saying that they don't have good players. They do have very good players. The problem I have is that things have taken a turn for the worse with the NBA because now we have way too many guys who are now out here scoring all these points, and now all I hear is, well, they just better players than what you guys had back in the day, and that's just simply not the whole truth. It's not.
No, it kills me with that because I on a day-to-day basis, I used to argue with you about this.
I told you.
And I used to go back and forth. We used to go back and forth about this, and then now I'm getting.
You're seeing.
Now I'm starting to see. I saw the light.
You're seeing the light.
I saw the light. So now you have people confusing points with skills.
Exactly.
Or they're not technically watching the game. So, I go back and forth watching games, and to me, just like the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Because I knew you were going to get on that.
Oh, God.
So the All-Star game.
Atrocious.
So I feel like one thing I think that's wrong with today's game, just sports in general, it's it's so much money driven now than
Exactly.
anything else, which I don't knock anybody trying to get their money.
No, get your bag. Go for
But
it. Get the bag.
exactly, go get your bag. But if we sit back and look at even with, because I feel like that 2000 class, that Allen Iverson class, that era, I feel like that's one of the greatest classes, or one of the, to me, I feel like is like some of the best basketball we saw, because they did watch the 80s and 90s and they piggybacked that and brought it. They brought their own little style to the league,
Yeah.
but they kept the rivalries. They kept the pride of playing, the competitiveness going, the rivalries against teams. Like, dudes really hated each other in the league.
Yeah. The thing about it is this: if you go back and you watch any games from back in the mid '90s, right? And the reason I'm going with mid '90s is because in '84, it's possibly one of the top 2 draft classes to ever come into the NBA, right? A lot of people are going to say 2003 or 2004 when LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony and that draft class came in, right? I say no. Okay? The reason why is 1984, possibly one of the greatest classes to ever have. Okay? Hakeem Olajuwon, Michael Jordan. Okay? So here's the thing. That class, and you take that class and you compare All-Stars and Hall of Famers that came out of that class in 84 and compare it to 1996. 1996, you had Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, Steve Nash, Ray Allen. Okay,
and that's, to me, is the 2000 draft.
But that's what I'm saying. That 96 year.
Yeah.
In 1984, those are the 2 best draft classes that I can remember on books, where you can look at Steph Marbury.
Vince Carter.
Steph
Marbury. Like you said.
Now, Marbury's he didn't play long over here because he finally wound up inside the league, of course. But what I'm saying is there was a bunch of them, right? And there's a bunch of Hall of Famers that came out of those classes. Now, mind you, I get it. Carmelo Anthony is going to go into the Hall of Fame, but not for winning a championship.
Yep.
Dwayne Wade will.
Mm-hmm.
And King.
LeBron James.
Yeah. So there's going to be a couple of guys that go in. But that's still not the same as those 2 classes, because there's only 2 guys that I can think of in that class that actually did a bunch of damage and won championships from that class in 2004.
From 2004 class.
Mm-hmm.
And who was that?
LeBron. And Dwayne.
Yeah. And they had to hook up together to do more damage.
So what I'm saying is this: when we look at the league now, the league is watered down. I say this, a lot of people hate it that I say it, and I blame a lot of this after what happened with Kobe when he left, and what happened with the All-Star games. The All-Star games became uncompetitive. That's number one. And I've never heard of such a thing where they had this thing where we get to pick sides. Are you for real? What happened to...
They went back to the normal East versus West this year.
But I'm saying, before... It was bad, right?
It was terrible.
And so now they've gone back to the original format, and what's happened now...
The picking sides was better to me because they got to a point where they had to play to a certain number, just like the TBT tournament.
Yeah, that's different.
Which it brought, I feel like it brought a little bit of competitiveness.
But what I'm saying is that when you changed it from the original, you could have kept that TBT.
They should have kept that TBT.
With the East-West, right? Yeah. But you changed it thinking you were going to do something. And I guarantee you, if nobody else noticed it, how many years was it that LeBron was a captain when they were picking teams?
He's a captain every year.
Exactly.
It's never switched. That's what's so crazy.
So what pisses me off is that this man, people will not understand that this man actually, with Adam Silver, who I think is probably the worst commissioner in any sport, just being honest, they gave him too much power to make choices of what they should do. They went to LeBron to ask him his ideas, and this probably was one of his ideas. I don't know that for sure. I'm just guessing because a lot of the shit he does is suspect anyway. But
I mean, he has a lot of. I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you think about it. So they went to that, and it didn't work out. They went back to the East-West. But now, after so many years of it being picking teams and picking sides, and him being a captain and another guy being a captain, where's the competitiveness at? There's nothing to play for. When it used to be, you know what? This was the best pickup basketball game anybody got a chance to see because
Yeah.
it was all the
Yeah.
stars,
Yeah.
and you knew at this All-Star game they were going to go out there and you were going to be able to see some great basketball. It may not have been the greatest defense, but there was some defense played. Now we just had a 400 points scored in a damn All-Star.
It don't make no sense. I wouldn't even. That was a shoot around. That was a shoot around.
400 points.
And I look back on the Rising Star Challenge because this is where it comes back to. Damian Lillard shooting from half court, shooting all these shots from half court. Somebody like Damian. Back in the day, look. Back in the day, they wasn't shooting like this. I said, hold up. I said, so you telling me? I said, back in the day, you had shooters. You had a lot of shooters that can shoot the ball. I said, the only thing is,
Tim
they didn't
Legler.
have any reason to be shooting half-court shots because the game, when you really think about it, if you really think about fundamental basketball, smart shots is closer to the basket. If you're taking a three-point shot, you want to make sure you by the three-point line.
Yeah.
You have no reason to be shooting so far from the basket at all. I don't even understand right now why they're doing it because there's no defense where it's bring you so much pressure to the point you have to take a shot from the half-court line.
None.
Like you shooting deep for entertainment, bragging rights, and they say Curry is the reason why, but I feel like Curry is the only. I feel like Curry takes game like shots.
Listen.
Lillard in that, because I'm like, all right, y'all really gonna sit here? I would say there's better shooters in today's game.
Of course.
I would say that because
They practice on it more.
The big man is not a big man. He's
No.
a stretch forward now.
He's a stretch forward.
So he's more, more to go to the three line or to the wing and play further back from the block.
Are they more athletic? Yes. I cannot deny that. There are more athletic players in today's game than it was then, right? The thing is, though, that they are not as tough. That's evident because...
See, that's what I'm saying. Look.
They're not as tough because...
I don't even know if I can say they're more athletic.
I won't say they're more athletic.
Because I look at MJ.
But yeah, you're right.
Then it was a section I saw, because I'm not trying to get off subject, but I literally watched a video on, I think it was Instagram, Sean Kemp, Blake Griffin. Sean Kemp is literally telling you, I'm tomahawking stuff.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin is throwing balls into the goal.
Yeah.
He's jumping up and throwing them into the goal.
Yeah.
Sean Kemp is
yamming.
Like hand on rim.
Yamming.
So I'm like,
this is the I'm not saying that they're more athletic as far as...
Can you say that? Because I'm looking at the dunk, even looking at the dunk contest, I'm like,
no.
Where's the creativity?
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, it's not that they're more athletic. What I'm saying is, as far as the spectrum as athlete goes, there's more of them in the league now.
Because what we look at as an athlete or somebody, we look at a bigger individual that weighs, 6'8", 190, 200, whatever, and can move like a 6'6", 6'4".
So the spectrum is that now there's more of them, but the problem is that they're not necessarily as athletic, but there's more athletes, real athletes in the league now. Yeah. But they're better skilled at certain things like shooting, dribbling, not necessarily passing, because I can tell you, I can't say right now, there's not a better passer in the league right now than some of the guys from the past that I used to watch. Especially, there's not any better than Isaiah Thomas in the league right now.
I mean, if I'm going back to best pass, so I got it. If I'm thinking about when growing up, and I grew up I'm a '90s
Yeah, I
baby,
know.
so I'm thinking of a white chocolate. I'm thinking of Jason Williams,
Yeah,
Jason Kidd,
yeah. That's what I'm
guys like
saying.
that, like
Those guys are real
B
passers,
Diddy.
real point
Yeah,
guards.
real true point guards.
You don't have a lot of true point guards now. Now there's scoring guards, right? So there's two guards, which were shooting guards.
Yeah,
Now there's two shooting guards on the court.
yeah,
There's a point guard like Curry
yeah,
and Kyrie,
yeah.
right? And then there's your shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All I can say is, like I said, the spectrum has changed.
The spectrum. I think we're getting back to the '80s era. You got longer athletes.
You do.
They could kind of play in and out. Because when I think of Kareem, he could play in and out. Now, was he shooting a lot of threes? No. That's the only
but
thing
he
that
had that 12 to 18 foot hook
but
shot.
that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing that I can think of. Because I'm looking at Wemby. Like, okay, Wemby is
He's
nice, long, but he's still he to me he doesn't. He gives me spurts, but when I look at him like.
Would you put a
if
Wemby?
80s and 90s, we was able to hand check you. If I was able to get up on you and put my forearm on you.
I could push you out. I could drive
not necessarily
you away.
just being extra physical, punch you out, but if I can put my hand on you and move you a little bit, be a little bit physical with you, would you be able exactly?
I could drive you off your path. I could keep you from getting to the basket. And this is where I said the difference between those times, it has changed because if you look at it, Kobe played in that era where they could still do
put their hand on your hip.
You know, they put the hand on the hip, move you, keep you from driving to the lane as much as they could. And you don't have that now.
No.
The lanes are open. It's so much more open. And I get it. They wanted more scoring. I'm not saying that's LeBron's fault. I'm going to tell you what I think is LeBron's fault. A lot of the things where the guys who grew up emulating him and watching him, those younger guys who've gotten to the league, because LeBron didn't do certain stuff. LeBron didn't do things like the dunk contest. Well, at what point in the NBA?
And we still talking about the All-Star game.
Yes.
Right? So
at what point in any All-Star game?
Because Stephen A. Smith did bring up a good point where I'm like, I think we are looking at the All-Star game more as a break for the NBA players.
And it's not.
And it's really not. And you're taking the competitive nature away because LeBron,
exactly.
I don't care. Like I've told my homeboys before, they sit there and talk about, well, no, I'm like, bro, what happened to the game or any sport where you used to want to just go out there to show off?
Exactly.
You want to just go out there and show out. You're not worried about money, getting hurt. If I do this, then I need this. It's a lot. It's a lot of money driven, and I respect that Bron has brought that to the league where players are actually getting what they deserve.
But at what
cost? The same time,
at what cost?
They are forgetting
what the essence of it is.
They are forgetting the reason that they are here, the reason why reason that they are getting paid.
The fans.
And I'm like, okay, y'all play around, y'all do. You can get hurt anywhere, anytime. But the fact that you feel like you don't have to give entertainment or be, to me, be competitive and play with pride and just want to give the fans what they came there and paid their money for, because the All-Star game is not cheap.
Kobe said it best. I go out here and I play every game I possibly can, because what about that man or woman that works 2 jobs and they save their money up and they're coming to see this one game that they've been saving their money up to come watch me, and then all of a sudden I'm not able to play.
Exactly.
I've let that person down who is a fan of mine.
Yeah.
And they don't have the means to come to every game.
Exactly.
That's where we've lost it. Is because now we don't care about the fans no more. And I'm not saying that the fans are the end all be all, but you got to remember.
They're not, but we losing the sight of the reason why we played the game that we fell in love with at the beginning of everything. When you played in high school, when you played in Little League, when you played at the Y,
Biddy.
You was ready to take. Look, I was ready to do whatever in front of the crowd. If it's some girls, don't let it be my crush out there. Don't let her be out there.
Pass the ball, Dorian.
I'm going. Hey, I'm showing out. So we losing sight of that. That's the competitive nature of it. It's an AAU circuit. And everybody is homies. You get out there and you out there doing what? You just chilling? Like
Tom Brady said it best. I ain't have no friends. He said and all the years that I was in the league with Peyton Manning, he said I had dinner with Peyton two times in 20-something years. He said I didn't have no friends.
And that's because and that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people, you had to. For some, and I'm not saying you have to play at the highest level ever to get this experience, but you have to be able to play in some organized sport, something that brings that competitive nature out of you, that brings that pride. You literally playing for more pride than anything because you know if you lose today and I go home, I come back to school. I'm not gonna hear it. I'm gonna hear this for the rest of the year. Like, for the rest of my life. And I don't think people understand that. And I don't think LeBron understands that. Like, when I see it, I defended LeBron so much.
Oh, I know.
Because I used to feel so bad for him.
Why?
Because I felt like we didn't give him enough credit. But more and more that I start to see, and I didn't used to like Kobe, but I didn't like Kobe for the simple fact that he kept Allen Iverson from getting in the ring.
I get that.
But I fell in love in the game watching Michael Jordan with my grandpa. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all was born in 1990. I still got to see him play Reggie, Karl Malone, twice in the NBA Finals, Reggie in the Eastern Conference Finals. I got to see that.
Yeah.
So whatever y'all say, y'all might not been watching basketball then, but I was. My grandpa had me sitting down. But I think dudes are missing the point of what we're talking about when it comes to the competitive nature of it. Like, it's no respect for yourself. Like, you literally out there, like, even and I'm not trying to go off subject, but the back-to-back games. When you got a game one day and then you got another game, like, there is no way I should be seeing 70-some points and your team let the Bucks put 70 points on them in the first half of a NBA basketball game because they just played the night before and they don't want to come out here and give effort. Now you getting paid this amount of money, and all you having to do is go out there and play the game that you love.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You know what pisses me off is when these motherfuckers get their ass out here and they want to tell you about, well, it's too many back-to-backs, it's too many this and it's too many that, and I'm thinking to myself, do y'all not understand what the guys who that came before you, what they did on the back-to-backs? And had to deal with the bullshit. All the time. And they didn't have any of the accommodations that y'all have now.
They didn't have to say so at all.
Oh, my God. I mean, look, all I can say is this, and I'm going back to it. I blame LeBron for a lot of shit, right? All-Star Weekend, the way it's set up now, the way the players, the way they don't respect what was here and how, these traditions that were set up in front of them, they don't want to do these things no more. Fine. You know what you tell them?
Yep.
Like Kevin Garnett said, I blame Nike, I blame the NBA for not putting enough pressure on LeBron to do the dunk contest when he should have did it from the jump. Because like I told everybody before, name an NBA star who was a high riser who did not compete in the dunk contest. I'll wait.
Exactly.
There's not one.
They're going to make an excuse because I had one of my boys literally make an excuse. Valentino Dupree. I'm going to start calling y'all out. I'm going to start calling y'all out on these things because they need to know who's saying this bullshit. So just because did Kobe compete in it twice? I'm like, Jordan competed in it twice, Kobe competed in it once, but
He won. He played in it. He
you
did
still
it.
competed. That's the thing about it. LeBron, to me, what I feel like, LeBron does not want to put himself out there because he does not want to get exposed for certain
Thank you.
shit that he cannot do. So it goes back to that. Why are you scared? Because that goes back to a lot of shit on why he plays, how he plays.
That's
because
why,
to me, he's so concerned about what everybody else thinks.
he's not only that, he's worried about what it will make him look like.
It might tarnish his legacy.
I can tell you right now.
And I don't feel like it will. I just feel like it would show. I would rather you go out there and lose than you not go out there. You making all these tons of bullshit excuses.
Jaylen Brown.
Like you do.
Jaylen Brown, Jaylen Brown, that we all knew, and I'm a Celtics fan.
We shouldn't even, he should have not even came.
He shouldn't have. But
because that was
a star.
That was
a star, and he knew. He put his ass on the line to get ridiculed, right? He knew it. He knew it. The thing is this, at least he did that much. LeBron James did not even do that much ever. I can tell you why. Because if he goes into a dunk contest, I don't think he'll ever win one. Even when he was younger.
You don't think so?
I don't think he would have won one. He's not creative enough in the air. He's not creative enough in the air. He might have the rise.
I think he would have won his first one. I think he would have.
If you tell me right now that there was a guy, I don't know, let's say, who came to the league at the same time that he did, or was still in the league at that time. There was plenty of guys who came into the league that were high risers at that time.
You had he played for the Hawks for a long time. Josh.
Josh.
I can't even. Damn, why I can't
Williams.
think of his name?
Josh Williamson.
It's not Williams. He was a high riser, but I can't think of.
I know who you're talking about, but what I'm going to say is this: yes, he was a lefty, and he was a high riser.
Yeah.
LeBron would not have beat him.
I think LeBron would have won.
LeBron is a high riser, but he is not creative enough.
LeBron would have won simply off the fact,
fans.
Based off of his name and the fans.
That's it.
But I think we could go back and look in the 80s. I looked at Kareem in the dunk contest.
He didn't ever compete in the dunk contest.
Oh no,
he didn't compete it wasn't the slam.
What was that?
It was another dunk contest, but it wasn't the NBA. No, it was terrible. But I can put it like this: I would have put LeBron up against Dwayne, and I would have picked Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade didn't even get in.
Exactly.
Allen Iverson was going to get in it, but he had hurt his
But he's not a high riser.
But he still was about to get in it. That's what's so crazy.
Exactly. This is why I say this. This man will never compete in none of these things because he will get exposed. Number one, I think he would have lost a slam dunk competition. I can tell you right now it's because I feel like he's not creative enough in the air. Number one. Number two, if they had a skills challenge, which I think they didn't quite start doing yet, but if they did, he would get exposed there too.
No. Did you see the Rising Star Challenge this year?
Yeah.
Did you see Scotty Barnes dribble the ball and it went out of bounds?
Exactly. But the Rising Star...
That's where I'm getting confused with people sitting here acting like these players right now are just that much more skilled in the 90s and the 80s. When people tell me there's so many more moves, I'm like, what? First of all, all these moves?
Can you do the
NBA accepts traveling now.
Oh God, yes.
We have changed the rules to accept traveling now, and with all these moves, fundamentals, like I tell, fundamentals remain the same. The whole point of basketball is to get the ball in the basket. So with all these extra ass moves that y'all talking about. And Valentino, I'm going to get on you again because you act like the goddamn Euro step is the above all means of anything else. You act like that's just the best move ever that was created in NBA. It's not, dog.
I'll just say this. Kobe Bryant said it best. European players and overseas players are going to wind up taking over this league because they fundamentally sound. And
now they might not play defense.
They may not play defense, but they do know how to play offense. And if you look at the best players in the league right now, Luka Doncic, Joker, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid. Those guys are all up for MVP of the league. Now, Joel's hurt right now.
Giannis, fundamentally, he's raw talent.
He's still raw to an extent, but guess what he can do?
He feel
can
like
rebound and he plays defense.
LeBron is the reason why Giannis is in the league.
Exactly.
I'll say that. So he's helping big dudes.
Yeah, he helped him. But what I'm saying is if you were to expose LeBron,
we could talk about Jokic. We could talk about Luka.
Yeah.
We could talk about Manu Ginobili. We could talk about Tony Parker.
Yeah. Dirk Nowitzki.
Tony Kukoc. We go back. Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah. I'm just saying the reason why these guys are going to take over the league and why this is going the way it is because they actually practice fundamentals over there. And if, like you said, with Scotty Barnes dribbling the ball out of bounds, and they don't do that enough over here. Now it's all about 3-point shooting. And can I do a dribble move to make a guy fall and then look at him do the Harlem Shake and shoot the ball?
I don't even think we dribble move. I don't see a lot of crossovers now in today's game. It's a lot of pick and roll.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pick and roll. I don't see anybody beating men one-on-one to the ball.
I mean, not really.
It's not too many.
But that's why I said the game changed after Kobe left. When Kobe left, it's like it was a free-for-all for everybody to do whatever the fuck they wanted. Now they don't have to play no defense, and it's
just the face of the NBA right now. Right now, doesn't demand that competitive nature that we once had. That Kobe demonstrated.
Yeah, night in and night out,
and asked for night in night out. That Allen Iverson would sit here and tell you. Like, shit, I didn't go to practice, but when I got out there on that game, when I got out there on that court, shit, I was going to bust my ass. I was going to play the hardest I could, not for the game, for myself, for the fans that's out there. Like, we don't have that anymore because everybody, to me, mentally soft, money driven, and entitlement. You getting paid for your potential and you haven't even lived up to any of it. And that's why I feel like the NBA really, if we really talking about it, needs to go to 3 years in college. Because I don't see any name one player that has came out of college that just over exceeded expectations where their name in college is what it is now in the NBA.
I can put it like this.
I haven't seen one that literally that came out and just was going crazy.
Zion Williamson was probably the biggest name to come out here in the last 6 years, and ain't did shit. Am I lying?
But we look at numbers and he's averaging 30.
Yeah, but he can only average 30 because. Right now he can only play like 15 to 20 games before he's got to sit out because he's got asthma or
his knees is knocking.
His knees is hurting. Some shit like that. And this is why I said the league it's fundamentally flawed now because of how the league changed after Kobe left. The problem I have with all of this is that I think we're going to wind up in a direction where we are in a situation where we can tell the NBA is not going to do as well as far as ratings go. And if nobody's noticed this, the ratings have dropped off a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
They
not the NFL, though.
Man.
NFL ratings are 124 million viewers for the Super Bowl, the most ever of any sporting.
We wait till for the NBA. I'm going to be as real as I can. We wait until playoffs come.
That's what I'm doing now.
And even that competitively is like, no way. You see these dudes playing this in-season tournament. They playing for $500,000 and they out there. I ain't never see these dudes out there trying to scrap it. Lord knows what. They out there doing.
That was the worst thing to ever do because as soon as the Lakers won it, everybody, they like the Cowboys. It's our year.
No. And that's what's going to make them look real dumb. They don't fuck around and get to the NBA Finals.
They won't.
Or even to the Western Conference
Finals. They got to get to the playoffs.
If they don't get to neither one of those, I feel like the NBA Finals that's the goal. If you win the in-season tournament, you don't get to the finals. After that, you don't come out of your conference.
Yeah, it's trash. And
It's an embarrassment to you. It's a bear, and then y'all hung the banner.
Exactly. Kobe Bryant said we don't hang Western Conference championships. We hang NBA Finals. And I'm saying this as a Boston Celtics fan, and I'm talking about Lakers. I'm telling you, the whole thing is screwed off now. And if you don't believe me, just watch your team and see what you see. If it tells you what I'm saying is true, it's not the same game. It's not. And even me as a Celtics fan, I can look at my team and say, man, it's a lot of damn. And I get it, the game has changed, but God dang.
So,
what are we doing? And look, I ain't forgot. Look, I started off on a rant about LeBron. Trust me, we ain't forgot about that boy. Because first of all, I don't like him. And I know a lot of y'all ain't going to like the fact that I said I don't like him. But I don't like him because he's not a good player. He's a good player. He's a very good player. Is he my GOAT? Hell no. But I can tell you this. He's a good player. I would think that LeBron would be in the top 10 for most people. Not necessarily my top 5. I can tell you that right now. He's not my top 5. I know a lot of people ain't going to agree with that, but he's not my top 5. I'm sorry, he's not.
all right. So I got one more thing because I got to bring in Anthony Ruffin. You have to be exposed.
You got to be exposed.
You have to be exposed, man. So I'm looking because this is how ignorant LeBron.
I had nothing to do with this.
This is how dumb LeBron fans sound and how ignorant they sound. So he shares a Instagram video of Allen Iverson saying Shaq is the most dominant big man to ever play the game. Okay. So he telling me to be quiet. For some reason, this has something to do with LeBron being better than Kobe. So I'm like, okay. He sat there and said, LeBron ain't nigga, you retarded. His own words. LeBron ain't never played with the most dominant player ever. I said, bro. This is me. I'm giving you verbatim, word for word in this text message, in this group message, because I got some delusional LeBron fans.
I think they all are.
Bro, I said, bro, he almost three-peated without Shaq. You forget that? He said, the fact you disagree with niggas that play with Shaq in the NBA blows my mind. You really just in denial. Laugh out loud. It's okay, bro. You crazy. Nigga, almost don't fucking count. I said, what? He said, you say the same shit about LeBron. I don't want to hear no almost shit. So this week, look. I said, nigga, Kobe got more rings than Shaq, dumbass. I said, you sound dumb, you make excuses. He said, how many he get after Shaq? I said, 2, nigga. He said, okay then. I said, Shaq has 4, Kobe has 5. Look, he should have had 2. I said,
who should
almost Shaq.
Oh, so now he can use
now the almost count. I said, so how many Shaq get without Kobe? 1. I said, so Kobe got 2 without Shaq. He said, nigga, you proving my point. He said he got 3. Look, this motherfucker said he got 3 for Kobe. And 1 for Dwayne Wade, dumbass. I said.
Boy,
I told him, please don't ever coach any kids.
we need.
So you sitting here telling me Shaq didn't win, just like they'll say. And they'll say Michael didn't win until Pippen got there.
Okay.
Shaq didn't win till who got there?
Kobe.
Then we talked about Eddie Jones. These motherfuckers try to say Eddie Jones was better than Kobe. I said, bro, Kobe came into the league out of high school.
Yeah.
I said, at a time where they kind of still weren't believing in young players coming in and starting right away.
No, they weren't.
I said, but Eddie Jones had Shaq.
Yeah.
And didn't win shit without him.
No.
He was an all-star player, though. I said,
Yeah, he was an all-star, but he was an all-star based upon the fact that he had Shaquille O'Neal, who could actually draw double teams.
exact.
And Shaq was a hell of a passer out of double teams. A lot of people don't give
Hey,
Shaq his credit.
Hey, my thing is,
I'll just say this.
I don't know how you don't put Kobe in your top 3. And I really got Kobe top 2, because if anybody emulated anything, if anybody came close to Michael,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you put Kobe as number 2?
Yes.
LeBron is not even nowhere. We can't even put LeBron and Michael in the same category.
No.
He's more of a Magic Johnson.
He is.
And if you want me to be honest, Magic Johnson was a fucking 5-time NBA champ. He has 5.
Got 5.
And they talking about playing 1 through 5. Magic had 40 at center.
All I can tell you is this. If you want to get technical about it, when it comes down to it, LeBron James is not in my top 10, and there's a reason why. Because
I gotta hear this.
If you want to take it by GOATs, right?
Yep.
We can go by rings. We can go by appearances in finals. We can go by points per game average. We can go by MVPs. We can go by whatever you want to go by, right? But if I'm going to go by what I believe in, I'm going to say Mike, Kobe, because I do believe Kobe's the second best player to ever come into the league, because he wasn't as physically gifted as a lot of these guys were, right? He was.
And see, I've seen people say that.
He wasn't. He had a 38-inch vertical, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mike.
Wait, how the fuck he come out of how the fuck he get drafted out of high school then? And he wasn't. This is kind of like killing me.
He was a killer. So Mike, Kobe. If I'm going right next to them, I'm going to say, and a lot of people are not going to like this, I don't give a damn. I'm going with Magic.
I mean, shit, that's...
Bird.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to do this because he's my guy. Hakeem Olajuwon. Now, I'm gonna tell you why I picked the Hakeem Olajuwon just for reference and context. Hakeem Olajuwon was the one guy at center that gave Shaquille O'Neal
all right, when he was a rookie though.
Oh no.
2 years in.
He was.
2 years in.
He was. But let me tell you something. There was a lot of guys who could not handle Shaq as a rookie at center. Patrick Ewing being one of them.
But do you think Hakeem really could handle Shaq when he put
as
that
he got
weight on?
older? Probably not. But you got to remember something. Shaq had Kobe for winning his championship.
I mean, that's what people forget. I forgot at one point in time. I tried to tell you Kobe.
Now you ask yourself, who did Hakeem have?
Charles.
Charles who? Don't say Barkley because he didn't win a championship with Barkley.
Sure did. He had Jess Smith.
He got Drexler 1 year.
Yeah, Kenny Jess Smith.
Yeah, okay, because Kenny is the guy I want to talk about all the time. That knock-knee motherfucker right there. Sorry, hey, Kenny, I know you'll never see this, but just in case, I'm sorry, I'm just being honest.
All right, so yeah.
I'm just saying, if I'm picking my top 5, right? And that doesn't mean that it's everybody's top 5, but I'm going based off of what I seen growing up as a guy who watched basketball religiously. Shaq, I'm be honest with you, Shaq, I love Shaq. Shaq is like right outside. He's right outside. He's sitting right out there at like
you gotta
5.5
over King.
Huh? I know people will tell me I have to.
Saying numbers in rings.
I get that, and that's why I'm saying. But you got to also remember, Hakeem Olajuwon was a defensive player of the year and an MVP.
Shaq was too.
Not defensive player of the year.
I thought he won one before.
You want to look it up? I'll tell you right now.
I believe. I'll look it up later, man. I should have came ready.
I'm just saying, when it comes down to it, we have to look at these things for what they are. And you can argue Shaq at number 5. You can argue Hakeem at number 5. A lot of people will, but if I'm being real, I'm just going to go with what I believe as far as the player, right? And so, I'm saying Shaq is just like he's just right outside that top
I
five.
thought you would have put Kareem over it.
You know what? Here's the deal. Kareem won 5 championships with a young Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson was the truth.
Okay, and Magic Johnson rejuvenated Kareem's career.
Yeah.
Because when he left Milwaukee. Okay, they didn't do a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to remember, Kareem's got 6 NBA championships, right? He won 1 in Milwaukee.
What about Bill Russell, though?
All right, so here's what people ask me. Bill Russell, right? I'm going to be honest. I never got to watch Bill Russell in his heyday, okay? And I'm not saying that because I never got to watch him, how great he is, but I also think that when you watch and you get ready to tell yourself who's my greatest players of all time, a lot of it has to come from experience as far as what you got to see at that point. You know, I got to watch Michael Jordan live.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
A lot of the young guys didn't.
Yeah.
I know whenever I watched Michael live, it was an experience. And it was an experience that I won't forget.
Bro, people call him goddamn Jesus.
Black Jesus. The Black Cat.
How y'all go? The guy that y'all sit there and talk about, LeBron is the GOAT, but he calls Michael Black Jesus.
And for all you flip-flopping ass motherfuckers, y'all want to... Hey.
And it's crazy that a lot of y'all fucking 40 and up, and y'all motherfuckers talking about LeBron James is the motherfucking best.
Shannon Sharp, I know he's mad today because Scottie Pippen came back out because, you know, they had the No Bull tour. And Scottie came back out and said, you know, after he said that. So Scottie's flip-flop too. So Scottie...
All the time, man. And they act like that shit is like some like substance. Like it holds some weight. Like it don't hold any weight. Like they going out there to do this and make money.
Yeah, so it doesn't hold any weight, but I will tell you this. Scottie Pippen had at one point said LeBron is not on Michael's level, right? And then after the whole thing where his wife is fucking around Michael Jordan's son, then he came out and said LeBron is better than Jordan. Now that his ex-wife is not with Michael Jordan's son no more, and now it's, well, Michael's the greatest player ever. Which one is it? No, I am tired of you.
We can't keep relying on ex-NBA, former NBA players. I don't give a fuck if it's KG, Allen Iverson, because all of these dudes are going to give you a political answer.
They're going to give you an answer because they want you to understand.
Even Shaq is probably the only one because Shaq is literally trying to put Steph Curry in this argument of top 3.
Hey, I'm be honest with you. If he wins another championship, how can you not put him into the top 5 now?
That's what I'm like. That's what I'm saying. Like,
especially since he changed the game as far as
shooting wise. Yes. Everybody wants to gain that range now. LeBron didn't change the game for shit. LeBron changed the game outside of basketball, giving players more control.
As far as free agency.
As far as free agency and going where they want to go.
Yeah.
Now, did that change the game for the better or the worse? In Steph Curry's the same thing. Did his shooting change the game for better or worse? I don't feel like it changed the game for better because I feel like we lost the art of the mid range.
We did, and like I said, a lot of y'all are not going to agree, but I'm also at the point where I don't like the fact that we are giving these GOAT conversation to a guy because he played for 20 years and he's averaging 27 points a game every year. And the fact of the matter is he's never really led in any one category multiple times except for 1 year in scoring, 1 year in scoring, and 1 year in assists.
Yeah.
And let's be real. If you're going to give that category out as the greatest player ever to the guy who's only led the league in scoring 1 time and led in assist 1 time, different years, mind you, but yet the guy who was the scoring champion 10 times, 10 fucking times, and averaged more points per game than any player in the history of the NBA.
What's his name?
Michael Air Jordan. And the problem I have with that is that not only did this man make a guy who was not a guy from the NAIA school, Central Arkansas, got this guy into the league. The Bulls traded for him, Odin Polynice, just so y'all know. Yeah, I know my history. They traded for him. They got him there. This man was averaging 7 points a game at one point, and even Scottie Pippen said during his first 3 years he didn't take anything very seriously when it came to basketball.
Damn, you talking about, yeah, I forgot Scottie came from Central Arkansas.
Yeah. So when we get down to the bolts of it, y'all want to tell me that Michael would have never won championships without Scottie, but let's be real. Mike came into the league highly touted. He turned Scottie into what he is.
Man, Mike turned.
There was, if you ever look at the first championship team that won, that team should have never won a championship. If you look at the roster, that team was horrible. They should have never won a championship. But they did. And not only did they do it once, not only did they do it twice, they did it 3 times in a row. And then turned around.
He took a break
after 18 months. Mm-hmm. And old Nick Anderson and them, Mike comes back, plays 17 games of the finals of the regular season, goes into the playoffs, lose to the damn Orlando Magic, and Nick Anderson has some slick shit to say, talking about 45 ain't 23. Well, the following year, Mike heard that shit. He turned around. This is why I said he's a killer. He's a GOAT. He turned around, came back in, swept the Magic, and the last game, he comes out. He's got 45. He gets fouled. Couple seconds left. He goes to the line. Misses both his free throws on purpose. And then turned around after the game and told Nick Anderson, said, yeah, you're right, 45 ain't 23. And he put 45 on the ass just to let them know. I swept your ass with 45. Even though he didn't wear 45, he wore their ass out with 45.
But see, you don't see.
He's a killer.
You don't see LeBron taking, for instance, Mamba Day.
Don't get me started on that.
Mamba Day. You got Kobe Day, statue revealing. Then they're playing the Nuggets out of all teams that swept their ass in the Western Conference Finals. You come out in the first half, I don't even think you had a bucket. I don't think you had a bucket.
Yeah, they lost that game.
And they lost. They ended up losing by 12. They tied it up. They never took the lead, not once in that game. Mm-hmm. That shows you the mentality of LeBron when LeBron compared to Kobe and Mike. I didn't see a lot. I saw Mike, and I seen him in his good days, but I saw Kobe. I saw Kobe. He takes initiative. He understands the importance of shit.
Yeah, that's the thing.
LeBron doesn't understand that. LeBron wants to come out and downplay shit. For the simple reason, he does not want that pressure on him. LeBron is complacent. It's no reason why I should hear a head coach, Tyronn Lue, in an interview telling LeBron in a 3-1, they down 3-1 in the Warriors. And this is where I want y'all to really understand where we coming from, where we talking about the mentality and the competitive nature and the difference between Mike and Kobe versus LeBron. Because he's too fucking nice. Because for y'all to sit here and say he's the fucking best player ever, he's 6'8", 200 and something, but night in, night out, you can't give me 50, you can't give me 40, 48 and 6. It's a want-to thing. It's a want-to thing. It's the difference.
It's not even, it's
and Tyronn Lue told him straight up. He said, you ain't doing enough. Your star player tell you, I done did this and that. My stats is this. I got this and that.
Michael would have.
What star player is gonna sit here and tell you some bullshit like that? Like you basically telling your kid coach, I've done enough. In the way you play the game, you play like you've done enough. You don't go.
I rest my case.
You don't go. You don't. And that's where I had to stop defending them, because year in, year out, I kept defending them. Kobe, I'm sounding like the rest of these motherfuckers. I had to tap out. Like, hey, hold up. Let me catch myself. Because goddamn, he ain't even playing like me. I go to the YMCA and I get pissed that I lose a game in that motherfucker.
I can tell you this.
I play against a 5-year-old that I lose. Shit.
I can tell you this.
To piss me off.
This is the realest shit I'm gonna say, and I want people to understand this. There are apex predators in any sport you go into. I don't care what it is, right? And you don't get a lot of them, but you know them when you see them. And I can tell you right now, the ones that I will tell you about are Michael, Kobe, Larry Bird, Steph Curry. Okay?
And we don't, and that's and that's what I'm saying. It's only so many people. Go ahead.
It's the truth. Those are apex predators.
Oh, so them is the 4, right?
Them is 4 of them.
That's all you naming?
No.
Oh,
I got one more.
Okay.
Those four are apex predators, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm going to tell you the 5th one, a lot of people are not going to agree with it.
Who's the 5th one?
All right. So, back in the day, there was a guy that he used to give guys fits. Now, he never won a championship, but he was an apex predator, and he was a killer. His name was Reggie Miller.
Man, yeah.
The problem is that Reggie ran up against an alpha apex predator, and his name was Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And not only did he run into him, he ran into the second alpha apex predator, and his name was Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And to me,
damn, Reggie did play against God.
Okay,
damn.
so when I say
did lose to Kobe in the final.
Exactly. So when I say these things about history and the game and what I know and what I'm telling you is there are different levels to this shit, and LeBron is not on the same level. Look, he might have scored more points than Reggie Miller. He may have had all these accolades, going to all these finals and this and that, right? Reggie Miller never had a stacked team, right? Steph Curry, he did have a stacked team, but before he had a stacked team when KD got there, he beat LeBron.
But we know, even in that instance, you take Steph Curry out off that team, do they still win? Do they still win those two? They still win those 2 back to back?
Oh, with KD there? Yeah.
You think
I
so?
think they still beat them.
You think that
because that means KD gets more shots now. He gets more shots. And on top of that, LeBron, he was on a mission. LeBron could not guard KD.
But I feel like the reason what opened that up was, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to take away from KD, but I'm showing you the importance of Steph Curry being on that team.
I'm not saying they would win it easily.
That's what I'm saying.
No, they're not going to win it easily. It wouldn't have been as close as
I feel like LeBron would have beat them.
I don't know if I would say he would have beat them. You know why?
Because I don't feel like KD has it. I feel like KD and LeBron are some of the type of same play. I feel like LeBron has a little bit more mental toughness than KD.
I don't know if I would say that either.
And leadership.
I would say the reason why they would have won it is because of the collective of Golden State.
Well, with Kerr as the coach, leader, and Clay,
Draymond, because Draymond was going to give you the toughness out there, being able to move the ball, putting his body on the line.
But you still got the guy that moves without the ball. I don't feel like none of them do it better than Steph.
They don't. That's why I said I don't think they would have won it easily. I still think they would have won, but I think it would have been 7 games.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason I'm saying that you can't look at LeBron in the same light as those guys is because he doesn't have that instinct in him.
And he quits. And people look at this shit and they sit there and tell me I'm dumb as fuck.
When they lost that first game with J.R. Smith.
And I tell them every time, I said he gave up on his team.
He gave up on his team.
Body language told it all. If you are a competitive guy and you understand the game, he went over there and basically was like, oh, this shit is done. He felt like he did enough.
He got
And
mad,
why you didn't
went
push
to the other
yourself
end of
to the
bench.
limit? Why you didn't push yourself to the limit? If anything, we being honest, because he makes the right play. You're against Steph Curry at the top of the key. You got 51. Why not go get 53? Do you not want to get to the free throw line?
I mean, yeah, because we all know Curry's
Are
a
you
great defender.
are you scared to shoot free throws if you get fouled and don't make
Of
the
course
shot,
he is.
LeBron?
Because he's not a very good free throw shooter.
Boston, Cleveland. Delonte West messing with your mom, I quit on them too.
So much so he had to leave
These
to
dudes
go to Miami.
These dudes then try to bring up Michael Jordan after he had the 63 game against Larry Bird. In the closing game, he had 19. Anthony Ruffin, I'm talking about you again, since you want to bring up stats. You bringing up one, literally, they bring up highlights of
Was he the leading scorer on that team that night when he scored 19?
He probably was.
Okay.
But then I go to LeBron, first series against the Spurs. You got 18. You got 18, 17, 15. I go to the next final series again. You got 14, 15, 17.
Yeah, there's a difference. There is a difference.
And then you had the nerve to say Kobe. And this is the thing, man. Like I have to respect Kobe, not because he passed away. I respect Kobe so much because when I look back on it, when I look at because me as a competitor, as a player that played at a high level, and people can say they like to compete. They can say they love to compete. They can say they love to win. I hate to lose in anything. Like, I get pissed. Like, you got to give me a 20, 30-minute break before you get to come tell me good game, because I'm going to be fucking pissed.
I see you after you close that.
I don't give a fuck if we play Madden, tic-tac-toe, anything. I hate losing that much. I would go above and beyond.
Here's what I'm going to ask you, and we're going to get ready to get this over there. With all that being said, and everybody on LeBron as the greatest player of all time, which I repeat, do not agree with. Do you think his legacy changes if it comes out that this man, because KG put it out there, and I don't know if it's true or not. Do you think it changes if it comes out that this dude was using steroids? Do you think his legacy changes?
I'm not gonna I'm not making any assumptions. I'm not making allegations towards it.
No, we're not.
But as far as steroids go, they make you stiffer.
Sometimes, depending on what it is.
At times, they make you stiffer.
Yeah.
But do I feel like it would? Hell yeah, because the longevity part of it is done now.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it took you longer to do what guys did half of their season to get to the point than you did to get to where you at to breaking records.
Yeah. I just kind of wondered about that because,
I hope it's not true.
I hope it's not true because I would hate to see that be
that would tarnish
him.
No, that would definitely tarnish his legacy. If it comes to the point where it comes out and it ends up being something that's factual.
Yeah,
everything goes out the window.
Yeah,
you can make all the excuses you want. Even with the only difference with, because we could talk about steroids and other. The only difference with Barry Bonds was it was not just only him doing it in baseball.
No, it was. So
you had Mark McGwire. They looked away.
They were looking at all the revenue they were getting from the home run chase.
And my thing is, what the fuck is you having to take steroids in basketball for?
A lot of it's for,
I haven't heard anybody take, but
and they've got different types of, HGH. They've got different types of steroids itself anyway. And these things, they do help with certain things like moving, getting blood to flow in a different way or faster to certain spots and getting the joints to heal quicker. recovering from injury faster,
Yeah.
things like that. So we don't know, but I can tell you this: it has been said. There's an assumption out there right now. We don't know if it's true or not, but it has been said that he might or might not be taking some juice. If that is the
And
truth,
this is you're not the first person that
no,
I've
I'm
heard this
not.
from. I heard this from
Like I
somebody else.
said, KG had it on their show. Him and Paul Pierce were talking, and it came out. And I can just tell you this: if that was a slip of the tongue by KG, and this is something that he wasn't trying to get out there, yeah, it's too late now. You can't bring it back. The
I
only
need to
way,
watch that episode. What
yeah,
episode was that?
it just happened the other day. I'd have to look it up again, but I'm just gonna say, to me, we have a whole different, you know, subject now. That would be a whole completely different subject as far as his legacy. So for his sake, I hope that's not true.
Yeah.
But as
Yeah.
far as the way I look at him, as far as a player, and everybody trying to shove this goat shit down my throat,
I feel like that if it came out true, it would show why he still remained in the
ding
league
ding ding
now.
ding ding, that would be the number one thing.
Because I don't think he really believes he's gonna win another championship.
He's not.
I don't.
He's not.
I feel like the only thing he has left now is to basically overcompensate in stats, pad his stats as much as he can, to have that argument. Well, shit, but at the same time, the way the game is going, the way it's gonna go beyond this, I feel like somebody out there is going to break that record.
I can just tell you this right now: with AD having as good a year as he's having right now,
Yeah.
and LeBron supposedly putting up 25 to 27 points a game right now, and for this team to be this bad,
Yeah. It just shows you.
it just goes to show you
But
that
that's the thing,
he's
like
not the guy that makes all these
you
players
can
better.
dude. I've never seen guys come out first half, turn back around and have 25 for the next 2 quarters. I seen Steph Curry literally had like 4 points the other night,
Yeah.
and then turn around and almost had 25 in that second half.
Yeah.
And it's just like you can score at will.
Like I said, tonight, we went into the basketball thing, and this was just us bullshitting tonight as far as talking about sports, because there were some things that were on especially my mind. And
Yeah, he wanted to talk about. He wanted, but at the same time,
you brought out receipts though.
at the same, yeah, no, because I have friends that I don't feel like when we talk about sports, I feel like if you take away money, you take away all these other things, and you go back to the main reason why you went and played this game.
Yeah.
From the moment you started, all of that shit don't matter. Because at the end of the day, you playing with heart, you playing with pride.
Exactly.
I don't want to lose to you. I don't want to hear you be able to tell anybody else, shit,
I beat him.
I beat your ass.
Because that's just gonna gnaw at you for a while.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You take an L, it's no losses. You get your ass whooped.
Yeah.
I don't care. You can try to shrug it off. It's still gonna bother you.
Well, like I said, with this whole situation, like I said, if y'all couldn't tell, we were kind of relaxed tonight. We wanted to kind of just shoot the shit tonight and put out something, about sports, but we also wanted to talk about what we wanted to talk about tonight. And, tonight was one of those nights where we wanted to talk about basketball, especially, with it only being a couple, I want to say probably about a month left in the regular season or two, and for basketball. So we wanted to get to some of that good stuff that's getting ready to come up, especially with the playoffs coming around the corner, because I will be watching the playoffs.
Yeah. We might need to go live. We might need to re-record one time watching the
will do it
playoff
live,
series
but
or something.
Tonight, like I said, we wanted to go into this, and if you guys, want to hear more NBA stuff, we will have more coming up. We will be doing some more on the combine and free agency, especially, free agency is going to be a big thing. We'll be doing some more things on free agency with the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be talking some more about, who's going to go where. And that's going to be a big thing the closer and closer draft day comes up. So until next time, guys, we will see you. Come back next week. We'll have some more new stuff. And hopefully we find out that LeBron is not sticking a needle in his ass.
No, we ain't find that out in a while. The way you running, nigga, it look like you got a needle stuck in your ass. Slew foot, bad hip ass nigga.
Oh my God. Hey, we
That nigga
out.
walk like a penguin, nigga. Get your ass.
We out of here. That's the Cave Cast.